Parents, your sister needs your condo more than you do. Me, cool, I just sold it to strangers and moved to Amsterdam. Parents, shocked Pikachu face. Hi everyone. Today's story will blow your mind, but really quick, if you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button. Channel's been a bit quiet lately, and your support keeps it all going. Let's jump in. Original post. I, 30M, need to share this story because I'm sitting in an airport lounge right now, about to board a one-way flight to Amsterdam, and I'm finally free from the most toxic family dynamic I've ever experienced. For context, I'm a software engineer who worked my ass off for the past 8 years. I graduated with $45,000 in student loans, lived on ramen and shared apartments with 3 roommates until I was 27, and saved every penny I could. 2 years ago, I finally bought my dream condo in downtown Seattle, a 2-bedroom unit with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the water. It cost me $780,000, and I put down $200,000 that took me 6 years to save. My younger sister Emily, 22F, just graduated college with a degree in communications. She's been with her boyfriend Tyler, 24M, for about 18 months, and they got engaged last month. Here's where things get interesting. Emily has never worked a day in her life. Our parents, Robert, 58M, and Patricia, 56F, paid for her entire education, her car, her apartment, and even give her a monthly allowance of $2,000 for expenses. I, on the other hand, took out loans for my education. When I graduated, my parents told me that men need to learn independence, and that struggle builds character. They've never helped me with a single bill, never co-signed a loan, never even offered. I'm not bitter about it. It made me who I am. But I need you to understand the double standard here. Last week, my parents invited me over for what they called a family planning meeting. I thought maybe they were finally going to discuss their will or something. Instead, I walked into what felt like an intervention. My parents, Emily, and Tyler were all sitting in the living room with serious faces. My mother started, "Michael, we need to discuss Emily's wedding gift." I said I'd be happy to contribute maybe $5,000 toward the wedding, which I thought was generous considering I'm still paying off my student loans. My father actually laughed. "No, son. We're not talking about money for the wedding. Emily and Tyler need somewhere to live after they get married. You have that big condo all to yourself." I genuinely thought he was joking. "Okay. They can stay with me for a few weeks if they need to while apartment hunting." Emily jumped in, "Michael, Mom and Dad think you should sign the condo over to us as a wedding gift." I stared at them for a solid 30 seconds, waiting for someone to say, "Just kidding." Nobody did. My mother then launched into this prepared speech about how successful older siblings have a responsibility to help younger ones start their married life properly, and how I'm still young and single, so I can easily start over with a studio apartment. Tyler, this kid who works part-time at a golf shop, had the audacity to add, "Besides, bro, you make good money. You can buy another place easy." I asked them if they were seriously suggesting I give away an $800,000 condo that I worked for 8 years to buy. My father's response? "Family helps family. When you're successful, you lift others up. Don't be selfish." Selfish. The man who hadn't given me a dime since I turned 18 called me selfish for not giving away my home. I stood up and said, "This is insane. I'm leaving." Emily started crying, saying I was ruining her happiness, and that she already told her friends she was getting a downtown condo. My mother followed me to the door and said something that sealed their fate. "If you don't do this, you're out of the family. We won't have a selfish son who hoards wealth while his sister struggles." I turned around and said, "Perfect. Consider me out." That was a week ago. Since then, I've received approximately 200 texts from various family members calling me everything from heartless to not a real man. My uncle Stephen called to tell me that real family men provide for their siblings. My aunt Jennifer sent me a Bible verse about generosity. Even my grandmother left me a voicemail saying she was disappointed in the man I'd become. Here's what they don't know. I've been interviewing with a Dutch tech company for the past 3 months. They made me an offer 2 weeks ago. Senior software architect, €120,000 salary, full relocation package. I was on the fence about taking it because of leaving Seattle. My family made the decision easy. I listed my condo for sale the day after that intervention. In this market, with that view, I had 3 cash offers within 48 hours. I accepted one for $825,000 to $45,000 over what I paid. The buyers wanted a quick close. Done in 2 weeks. I've been selling or donating everything I own. My car sold yesterday. My furniture is being picked up by charity tomorrow. I have 4 suitcases and a new life waiting for me in Amsterdam. My family doesn't know any of this yet. They think I'm taking time to think about it. They're about to find out that I thought about it, all right? I'm done being the scapegoat. I'm done being told I'm selfish for keeping what I earned. I'm done with the double standards and the manipulation. For anyone dealing with similar family dynamics, you don't owe anyone your success. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And sometimes, the only way to win is to refuse to play the game at all. I'll update you all from Amsterdam. Update 1, 2 days later. Holy shit. I'm writing this from my hotel in Amsterdam, jet-lagged but wide awake from the adrenaline of what just went down back in Seattle. So remember how I said the closing was in 2 weeks? Well, the buyers were eager and we managed to close in just 10 days. The title company was incredibly efficient, and the wire transfer hit my account yesterday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. By 3 p.m., I was on my flight. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Apparently, Emily had been telling everyone about her new condo. She posted on Instagram with photos she'd taken when she visited me months ago, captioning them, "Can't wait to redecorate my new place." She told her wedding vendors to update the address for gift deliveries. She even scheduled furniture deliveries from Pottery Barn for next week. My parents, in their infinite wisdom, decided to drive by my building yesterday morning to check on things, since I hadn't been responding to texts for a few days. They saw the "sold" sticker on the real estate sign. According to my cousin Jessica, who witnessed the aftermath and immediately texted me the play-by-play, my father walked into the building and tried to convince the concierge that there had been a mistake. The concierge, bless his heart, said, "No mistake, sir. Mr. Thompson moved out yesterday. The new owners are renovating starting Monday." My father apparently went ballistic. He called my mother, who was in the car, and she started screaming so loudly that people on the sidewalk stopped to stare. Then they called Emily. Jessica was at Emily's apartment when the call came in. Emily went from excited bride-to-be to complete meltdown in about 30 seconds. She kept screaming, "He can't do this. It's my condo. He promised." "I never promised anything, for the record." Tyler, showing his true colors, apparently grabbed the phone and called me directly. I was already at my gate at SeaTac, so I answered. "Big mistake." "Tyler, what the fuck did you do?" "Me, I sold my property." "Why?" "Tyler, that was supposed to be ours. Emily already told everyone. We have furniture being delivered there." "Me, well, you better redirect that delivery." "Tyler, you're a fucking asshole. You ruined our future. Emily's been crying for an hour." "Me, Tyler, you work 15 hours a week at a golf shop. What made you think you were entitled to an $800,000 condo?" "Tyler, her parents said you would do the right thing." "Me, I did. I sold my condo and took a job in Europe. I'm literally boarding a plane right now." The silence was beautiful. Then Emily grabbed the phone. "Emily, Michael, please. Just call them back. Tell them you made a mistake. I'll die if I have to tell people I'm not getting the condo." "Me, that sounds like a you problem." "Emily, where are we supposed to live?" "Me, I don't know. Maybe get jobs." Radical idea, I know. She hung up on me. 20 minutes into my flight, I got a text from my mother, "You've destroyed this family. Your sister is having a panic attack. We had to call an ambulance. I hope you're happy." I responded, "I am, actually. Amsterdam is lovely this time of year." Then I turned off my phone for the rest of the flight. When I landed and checked my messages, I had 47 missed calls and over 100 texts. Some highlights. "Dad, this is financial abuse. We're consulting a lawyer." "Mom, your sister is on medication now because of you." "Emily, I hate you. You've ruined my life." "Tyler, you better watch your back." "Aunt Jennifer, the family is meeting to discuss removing you from all wills and family events." My response to the group text, "Sounds perfect. Lose this number." The best part? My cousin Jessica sent me screenshots of Emily's Instagram meltdown before she deleted everything. She had posted a story saying I was mentally unstable and had stolen her home. Her friends were commenting things like, "Wait, why would your brother give you his condo?" And, "Girl, you said you bought it yourself." The truth was starting to unravel her web of lies. But here's the kicker. Jessica also told me something I didn't know. Apparently, my parents had already put deposits down on a country club wedding venue, betting on selling my condo to pay for it. They assumed that even if I didn't give it to Emily, I'd at least sell it and pay for the wedding. The venue cost $75,000 for the date they wanted, and the deposit was non-refundable $25,000. They literally spent money they didn't have, assuming they could manipulate me into covering it. I'm sitting here in my Amsterdam hotel room, looking out at the canals, and I feel free. For the first time in my life, I feel completely, utterly free. Tomorrow I meet with my new team and start apartment hunting. My signing bonus was €20,000, and apartments here are actually affordable. I'm looking at a beautiful 2-bedroom in Amsterdam Zuid for €2,500 a month. My family can figure out their own mess. I'm done being their safety net. Update 2, 3 weeks later. I thought I was done updating, but the drama back in Seattle has reached levels of absurdity that I have to share. I'm sitting in my new apartment in Amsterdam. Yes, I got the place in Zuid, it's perfect, and my cousin Jessica has been keeping me updated on the family meltdown. So remember how Emily had furniture being delivered to my old condo? Well, when Pottery Barn couldn't deliver to the address, they called her to confirm. She had a meltdown in the store when she went to sort it out, and they had to call security. Jessica sent me the security footage that someone posted on TikTok. It went viral. The caption was, "Entitled bride loses it when she finds out the condo she never owned was sold." It has 2.3 million views. But it gets worse. Much worse. Emily and Tyler's wedding was supposed to be in 3 months. The country club venue my parents put the deposit on? They can't afford it without my contribution. When they tried to downgrade to a smaller package, the venue told them the deposit was non-refundable and couldn't be applied to a different package. So they lost $25,000. My father, in his infinite wisdom, decided to take matters into his own hands. He called my former employer in Seattle, claiming I had stolen family money before leaving the country and asking them to forward any final paychecks to him for the family's protection. My former boss, James, whom I'd worked with for 6 years and who wrote me a glowing recommendation for my new job, immediately called me. He was laughing so hard he could barely speak. He told my father that not only was that illegal, but he was considering reporting him for fraud and harassment. He also mentioned that I was one of their best engineers and they were sad to see me go, which apparently made my father even angrier. My father then tried another approach. He went to the bank where I'd had my accounts, closed now, obviously, and tried to convince them that he needed access to my accounts because I was mentally incompetent and had fled the country during a mental health crisis. The bank manager called the police. My father was escorted out and given a warning about attempting fraud. But here's where it gets really good. Emily, in her desperation, decided to create a GoFundMe. The title? Help a Young Bride Recover Her Stolen Home and Dream Wedding. She wrote this sob story about how her mentally ill brother had promised her his home as a wedding gift but then vindicatively sold it out from under her, leaving her and her fiancé homeless and devastated. She raised $500 before people started asking questions. Someone found her Instagram history, nothing is ever really deleted, where she'd been bragging about her parents paying for everything and her monthly allowance. They also found Tyler's posts about minimal work, maximum chill, and his philosophy of working just enough to golf. The GoFundMe got reported for fraud and was taken down. But not before someone screen-recorded everything and posted it on the same TikTok account that had the Pottery Barn meltdown. That video has 4.7 million views. Tyler, meanwhile, has shown his true colors completely. He dumped Emily via text. His message, which Emily screenshot and sent to everyone in a desperate attempt for sympathy, read, "This isn't what I signed up for. You said your family had money and your brother would set us up. I'm not working my ass off for some basic apartment. I'm out." Emily is now living with my parents, unemployed, single, and according to Jessica, on a lot of medication. My parents' marriage is apparently hanging by a thread. My mother blames my father for the intervention idea. My father blames my mother for raising Emily wrong. They're sleeping in separate bedrooms and communicating through sticky notes on the fridge. The extended family is divided. Half think I'm the devil incarnate. The other half, including Jessica and surprisingly, my grandmother who called to apologize, think my parents and Emily got what they deserved. My grandmother actually said, "I raised your father better than this. I'm ashamed of him." Meanwhile, I'm thriving. My new job is incredible. My team is brilliant, the work is challenging, and my boss, Lars, actually appreciates what I bring to the table. I'm learning Dutch, I've joined a cycling club, and I'm dating a lovely woman named Anna who owns a bakery near my apartment. The kicker. My old condo in Seattle? The new owners gutted it and are turning it into 2 separate units. They're going to rent each out for $3,500 a month. Emily could have afforded to rent one if she and Tyler both had real jobs. But that would have required, working. My mother sent me one last email last week. I hope you're happy. You've destroyed your sister's life and ruined our family. I responded, I didn't destroy anything. I just stopped enabling it. Then I blocked her email. Final update, 6 months later. I wasn't going to update again, but I'm back in Seattle for a tech conference, and what happened yesterday deserves to be shared. First, let me tell you where everyone is now. I'm still in Amsterdam, promoted to principal software architect, making €145,000. Anna and I moved in together last month. Life is genuinely wonderful. I wake up every day grateful for the decision I made. According to Jessica, who's become a good friend through all this, the family situation is, well, exactly what you'd expect. Emily never recovered from Tyler leaving. She spent 2 months in bed, then my parents forced her to get a job. She's now working at Starbucks, the first job she's ever had at 23. She's living in my childhood bedroom and pays no rent, but my parents make her cover her own phone bill and gas. This is apparently causing daily fights because she shouldn't have to pay for anything while she's healing from trauma. Tyler. He immediately started dating another girl whose family actually has money. They're engaged. The wedding is at the same country club my parents lost their deposit on. Emily found out through Instagram and had to take a week off work for emotional distress. My parents are still together, but barely. They're in couples therapy, which they can't really afford because they're still paying off the credit cards they maxed out planning Emily's wedding. They sold my mother's Lexus and bought a used Honda. My father had to take a second job doing Uber on weekends. The extended family drama has mostly died down, though I'm still persona non grata to some relatives. I genuinely don't care. Now, here's what happened yesterday. I was having lunch in downtown Seattle between conference sessions when I heard a familiar voice. Michael. It was my father. He looked like he'd aged 10 years in 6 months. Gray hair, wrinkled clothes, just defeated. I could have walked away. Probably should have. But I sat there and said, Robert. He flinched at me using his first name but sat down across from me. You look good, he said. I am good. Your mother misses you. That's unfortunate for her. He sighed. Michael, we made mistakes. Stop. If you're about to apologize just to ask for money, don't waste your breath. His face reddened. That's not. I wasn't. Really? So you don't need help with Emily's student loans? Or the wedding debt? Or the second mortgage you took out? Jessica had told me about the second mortgage. They'd borrowed against the house to cover their debts. He looked down at his hands. How did you know? I have my sources. We're going to lose the house, Michael. And? He looked up, shocked. And? That's your childhood home. No, it's the house where you told me I was on my own at 18 while you babied Emily. It's the house where you called me selfish for not giving away my life's work. It's the house where you plotted to steal my condo. Why would I care if you lose it? We're your family. You disowned me, remember? You said I was out of the family if I didn't give Emily my condo. I'm just respecting your wishes. He started crying. This 58-year-old man who had never shown emotion my entire childhood was crying in a restaurant. I ruined everything, he said. Patricia barely speaks to me. Emily hates us for not forcing you to give her the condo. We're broke. We're going to be homeless at 60. You're not going to be homeless. You'll just have to downsize. Like you wanted me to do, remember? You said I could easily start over with a studio apartment. So can you? You're really going to let us lose everything? I'm not letting you do anything. Your choices, your consequences. I'm just living my life. He stood up to leave, then turned back. Your sister asks about you sometimes. She's not doing well. She's 23, Robert. Time to grow up. He left without another word. I thought I'd feel guilty. I thought seeing him broken would make me want to help. But all I felt was peace. They created this situation. They decided I was a bank account rather than a son. They made their choices. Last night, I got a text from an unknown number. It was Emily. Michael, it's Em. Dad said he saw you. I know you hate me, but I need to know, was it worth it? Was cutting us off worth it? I responded, every single day, I wake up in a beautiful city where nobody manipulates me, gaslights me, or treats me like I exist solely to fund their lives. I have a partner who loves me for me, not for what I can provide. I have a job where I'm valued. So yes, Emily. It was worth it. It was the best decision I've ever made. She texted back, I wish you had just given me the condo. Everything would be fine now. That message perfectly encapsulated why I left. Even after everything, she still thinks the problem was me not giving her my home, not her sense of entitlement or my parents' favoritism or their collective decision to treat me like a walking ATM. I didn't respond. I blocked the number and went back to my conference. This morning, I flew back to Amsterdam. Anna picked me up from the airport with fresh stroopwafels from her bakery. We rode bikes along the canals to our apartment, where we cooked dinner together and talked about our future. We're planning a trip to Japan next month. We might get married next year, a small ceremony with just friends who actually care about us as people. I think about my family sometimes. Not with anger anymore, just with a sort of distant pity. They had every opportunity to be decent people. They chose differently. They're living with those choices now. For anyone still reading who's dealing with toxic family dynamics, especially around money and success, you don't owe anyone your achievements. Blood relation is not a blank check. Family is a verb, not just a noun. It's how you treat people, not just who shares your DNA. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your mental health and future is to walk away. Even if they call you selfish. Even if they guilt you. Even if they cry. Especially if they cry. Build your own life. Find your own family. Create your own happiness. And never, ever, give away your condo to your entitled sister. That's my story. I won't be updating again because there's nothing left to say. My old life is over, and my new one is everything I never knew I wanted. Thanks for following along, Reddit. May all your toxic relatives stay far, far away from your real estate deeds. Edit. To everyone asking, yes, this is real. Yes, I'm still in Amsterdam. No, I haven't forgiven them. No, I'm not paying for therapy for Emily. That was actually suggested in my DMs. Yes, Anna is amazing. And yes, the stroopwafels here are life-changing. Edit 2. For those asking about the legal threats, nothing came of them. Turns out you can't sue someone for selling their own property. Who knew? Edit 3. Tyler's new fiancé's family apparently found the TikToks. The wedding might be off. I'm not involved, but Jessica says it's hilarious. Emily posted, "Karma will get him," on Instagram. The irony is lost on her. Final edit. Disabled DMs because I'm getting too many requests for money from people claiming to be better family than my bio family. The audacity of some people never ceases to amaze me. Going to live my life now. Peace out, Reddit.